Hello! Hello, hello. It's time. I have to apologize again, because I'm... Once again... I feel like I'm not high enough energy for this stream. I have to think... and do stuff and have things to say. Yeah. Anyways, I'm glad I can be here. I was a little concerned that the call I was waiting for was gonna be like in the middle of stream, and then I just like would have to go. Luckily I can be here. You know, offer wasn't great, but I guess that's what we have. Just for the record. I have the baggy pants on intro flares, very medieval accurate. See, that's really funny because there definitely was a point in time where I thought that it was, I don't know, it was very cute. It was inspired by Fortress from Etrian Odyssey 4. Bar helped to celebrate Mother's Day. My mom's having us hike without our phones. I'm a nerd. The grass hurts me. Save me. Listen, man, I don't think I can help you with that one. I just wouldn't go. I would be like, miss me with that. That's baggy? I just thought the bit hanging out the back was a massive dumpy. No. Unfortunately not. My ass does not hang that low. That would be very low. Yeah. Unfortunately, I get the sense that you cannot decline the offer, but yeah. A video game nerd, but I multi-class into Boy Scout, so I'm immune to grass damage. Yeah, but you have to take the... You have to take the infinite virginity debuff. That's a tough one to deal with. That's probably a little mean. Yeah, alright, let's get started. Hello. Welcome. Oh, man. Y'all all multi-classed weeb, you have the same debuff? See, here's the problem, is that if you take the path that I took, you would assume that I I didn't even multi-class, that I just took, you would assume that I took Freelancer so that I could specialize in everything, or I suppose Bard might be the equivalent class, where I just get a bunch of secondaries, but it's like, no, I spent one level getting, like, rudimentary art, I spent one level getting, like, rudimentary music, rudimentary acting, rudimentary tactician, and I just kept spending like one level in a bunch of different places. And I really probably should have just taken the Bard class, but like I really didn't do that. I'm just an idiot with a bunch of level 1s in like several different places, and I don't know. When was that patch into the Boy Scouts kit? Must have been after I abandoned the class. Grass immunity is a pretty new one. Also requires a pretty sizable level investment. Yup. How's everyone doing today? We doing good? Yeah, man. Oh, not the yawning. Shit. I want to, but it's Mother's Day. My thing is every time we do that, we get lost. So this, it's just a couple miles, will probably be an entire day. Yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like having your phone for safety is a really good idea. The thing is, you need to make it make the boundaries clear, I guess, where it's like, you know, you can have your phone, but the only reason you're allowed to check it is for directions. And if you're lost. The problem is some people just don't have, like, you know, just don't have stuff. Unlocked a new ability for my Ultra Kill Nerd Prestige class. The accelerated rail coin punch. It does a lot of damage. Well, congratulations. I'm real happy for you. I was planning on hanging out with friends, but plans fell through, so I guess I'll do this. Dang. Well, glad to have you here. We're gonna try and make it through the next 2 hours. I'm gonna be honest, I feel kinda goopy today. I don't know. The best way for me to describe the feeling of goopiness. Yeah, okay. So let's focus in. Let's lock in for a couple of hours and let's do the intro. So, welcome everyone to Design the Spire, where we play mods and slay the Spire and try to figure out what's going on with the design of the characters. Take a look at the cards, how they fit together. We're maybe not super concerned with this card's better than that card, or this card's worse than that card. Sometimes that's helpful, but not all the time. So we're just gonna play the character and see what's going on with it. This is a week where I did not have one chosen in advance. So we found this one. I have no idea what it is. It's the guy. Pick me. I don't know, man. It's a guy. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's what I've got. It's a guy. What else do you want me to say? Yeah, we have no other friends. This is a cult. You must give all your possessions to me. Give me all of your possessions. You could even call him a dude. Yeah, it's the dude guy. Guy dude. Is this the mystical Le Dude? But not the dude. That's different. Yeah. Yeah, he's dude. He's not the dude. This character is definitely the most beautiful character we've covered so far. Yeah, look at him. He's just a shining little guy. He's just a guy. Yeah, so the starting relic is countertop. Create one bargain at the start of combat. So I believe I looked at what that was, and it's here. Let's go look at it. So bargain is discard a card, gain 1 energy, exhaust. Now, first of all, it's the meme guy. Trade offer. Trade offer. You discard card, I give you 1 energy. I will say that the templating on this definitely looks a little weird. I might have put gain 1 energy on the next line and then exhaust on the next line after that. Just looks a little scuffed. Mini concentrate. Yeah, this is kind of like... It's similar to the Watcher's starting relic, where you have something that produces additional energy. Now, the thing is, for Watcher, the point of having it is so that you can, like, play your entire hand when you enter Wrath stance, or maybe to mash out a... or what's it called? To mash out the Calm stance. Yes, I was going to point that out, Cavalier. It does not retain, which is a big problem. Now, interestingly... Yeah, it's very odd, because basically what this card says, or what it looks like to me, is that you'll end up discarding a card, and you're going to be playing this card. So if you draw 5 cards at the start, that means you want to be playing 4 energy worth of stuff, With basic strikes and defense, you wouldn't ever need the extra energy for anything. Maybe the discard outlet is going to be useful. I don't know. If that being on a relic is anything to go by, I'm dreading the knob matchup. Yeah, so I don't know how to evaluate this card yet. I did notice that it did not have retain, which does make it more awkward. Now, perhaps the timing isn't as important for this character on when to play stuff, but, you know, we'll figure it out. I think at baseline, the thing to consider is that if you draw 5 cards at the start of your turn, and then you play this card and discard a card, that means you only have 3 cards left. Realistically, that means 2 energy cards will probably be better. Also, like, I would assume that something in the base deck lets you play 4 energy worth of stuff. 1 energy cantrips are also probably going to be good. So, I thought it was an interesting concept. But again, very slightly different than Miracle, which changes a lot of the context of the card. Okay, so let's play the character. Let's do it. Okay, look, we have Guy. He's a guy. That's what it is. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, big yawn. Okay. You did mention that this character's HP is very high. No idea why that's the case. They're just a little bit higher. Let's lose some HP and get a rare card. Power Punch. Punches cost 1 less energy to play. Or punches cost 1 less. That's interesting. Sorry. So, the reason why reading that was so weird was because normally you don't put the 1 there for normal Slay the Spire templating. It just says punches cost energy less. Oh, whenever you play a punch. So, is it do punches cost 1 less whenever you play a punch, or is it punches cost 1 less, there's a period there, and then the next sentence is whenever you play a punch, do something. And then that's kind of like, I don't know what that means. Start of your turn, gain 1 mark. What does mark do? It's not keyworded. At the start of your turn, the first 1 cost X card doesn't consume energy. The first 1 cost X card. The first 1 cost X, and then cards, this might be 2. So this is supposed to be 2, I think play 2 or whatever. Marcus pressure points, is it not? Maybe. And 8, at the start of your turn, gain 1 mark. Okay, so, I mean, I was definitely a little excited when I saw Bargain, because I thought maybe that had a very particular class identity, but this one might be an oofer. Probably his name, he's a guy after all. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. We start with... That's so weird. We start with 9 cards, and there's only 1 additional base deck card. That's very strange. That's especially strange because we have Bargain. Deal 7 damage, apply 2 vulnerable. Okay. So this is Bash, but probably a little bit better. Relic Swap goes crazy. We're gonna play with the Bargain, just in case it matters for the character, but that's a little weird. Okay. So I was definitely thinking of inspecting the base deck and going, okay, well, maybe there's a way that they draw cards and then you can play additional cards in 1 turn, but that does not appear to be the case. There does not appear to be a base deck card that cares about discarding something either. I probably would have, you know, included something that cared about this a little bit. It's Bash but better. Yeah, this probably is actually just Bash but better. Oh, interesting. It goes to 0. Huh. Very, very interesting. It's a cost upgrade. Huh. I wonder what that might mean. I mean, it is a punch card, and then this says it has something to do with punch. Punches cost 1 less whenever you play a punch. I can't help but feel like this is mistranslated. Yeah, draw one card whenever you play a punch. This probably just has like some kind of problem with it. I'm gonna take this and see if it does anything. We'll go from there. Alright, let's try taking 2 elites maybe? On the right, have a few encounters. Oh, I'm a silly little goofball. I'm a silly little goofball. I forgot that when it makes the bargain, it's not part of the things that you draw, so it'll be an additional card. So actually, we do get to play everything on turn 1. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Okay. Does this draw us a card? It does not draw us a card. So I believe the drawing a card is probably upgrade text. Go from there. Okay. And we have 2 punches. Now the interesting thing is how many punches are in the mod, right? So punch is probably an archetype. I guess the archetype... Interesting that the archetype is innate to the base deck. Though I don't know, again, how much of a focus it is. You could say that, like, Strike is part of Ironclad's base deck as an archetype, but it's, like, not really. Base turnover rate of 1.8. I know, right? I definitely thought that was weird. Deal damage to the amount of cards in your discard pile. Deal 3 damage plus damage equal to the amount of cards in your discard pile. That's kind of weird. So stack. Yeah, it's very weird though. Because the thing is, like, from the base deck, let's say this is the first card you take. If you had 10 in the base deck, let's assume that you could then play 2 cards on your second turn and then play this card. It's, like, that would do 5 plus 2. Oh, plus no, it exhausts. Oh, but you could leave it in the deck. If you discarded 6, and then play 2 cards, that's 8. So this can deal 7 or 8 damage from the base deck. Is a 1 energy, 7/8 with potential for growth. Is that playable? I don't know. I wonder if there's a way to put more cards in their discard pile. Yeah, the interesting thing about Defect and having Stack is that Defect, I would think, can attempt to draft more cards more comfortably. I realized I was leaning a little too far back. Is Stack a common or an uncommon? It is a common. Very interesting. Stack is common. Yeah, the interesting thing is we discussed this on a different mod, but I feel like the scaling for damage and the scaling for block is different, right? Like it's just a little different. So I don't know if this is quite powerful enough. I'm kind of tempted to take it because we have the punch payoff. We'll discard 1 card, draw 1 card. Seems a little low velocity. Discard 1 card, draw 1 card. Deal total damage, discard 1 random card next turn. So there's a lot of discard. So I'm assuming we're gonna care about discard. I don't know. True, damage and block scaling are not identical. See Inspiration and Fortress. Yes. Welcome, Cesar. Just take it. I'm assuming that meant to say you little brat. That's that's aggressive. What if I don't take it? What if I'm just like a little A little bratty Flagbearer. What do you say? Hmm. I think I don't really want to take any of these. Maybe we can try this one. I guess since we only have 3 energy, the downside of this card is not that bad. Because we'll still be left 4 options. Let's try this one. Remove a card. Sure. Desperate Strike at least has good numbers. It does. Maybe I could have just discarded it. Oops. Oh, wait, it allowed me to select the card that I was discarding. Oh, this says discard a random card. Probably just a coding issue. Exhaust a card, enemy loses strength equal to the cost of that card. Strength loss at common, but it's like lose 1 strength. The upgrade doesn't appear to do anything. Yeah, I guess this card doesn't exhaust. It's definitely kind of weird. So this is kind of interesting because some of the other cards signaled that to discard is going to be important, but this exhausts cards, which is actually bad because we want to discard the cards. We don't want them to go away. Like, our discard appears to matter. Maybe it doesn't actually matter, but it's a little weird. Deal 9 damage for each energy spent on this card. This card costs 1 more this combat. Oh, it progressively raises its cost and does more damage. So this does 9, then 18, then 27, and the cost keeps going up. So it'll eventually be unplayable. From what I understand, this character's whole thing is being super generic and bland. Yeah, that doesn't stop them from trying to create a character identity. Right? Like, if it's just we're gonna make random cards that don't mean anything, like, the character's gonna be unplayable. So there's still gonna be some kind of underlying design logic, even if the personality or meme is that they're just some guy. It plays on the same axis of wanting a fuller hand, though. Which one? Smokescreen? Oh, so that, like, you can exhaust the extra cards in your hand? I'm assuming once Amp Up becomes too expensive, you stop playing it and you just discard it. That might be part of what this card does. 1 energy for 9 damage is not that much more impressive than a strike. Right? Like, even Desperate Strike, like, 1 energy for... Right? I would say that the energy per damage is very low on this. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you, too. I don't know what to take. Let's do this one. Because we have the punch payoff card. Right, I don't know why I thought that was going to draw a card, because that's not how that works. Stay alert. Gain 4 block. Gain 4 block X times next turn. Okay. What the? So it's 0... This could be 0 energy, gain 4 block, which is kind of like dash. Or it's not dash, whatever it's called. But then you also get block next turn. That's so weird. This character seems very balanced. I'm not sure where you get the impression of that. Sleepy Flora is my generic blonde anime girl. Blonde anime generic girl. Those are definitely out of order in my opinion. Discard a card, reduce all enemies' strength by the card's cost times 2. Banana Toss seems really strong. Like, this card doesn't exhaust. So you can just keep reducing their strength. Like, a lot. Interestingly, because, you know, something like Screech, for example, right, exhausts. Are there other ones that don't exhaust? Like, Spot Weakness, I think, is a... No, that's Gain Strength. What's the one that... Disarm, I think? It's Disarm, right? Yeah, Disarm exhausts. So there's a concern when reducing strength on things is that, like, you'll just keep reducing their strength so much that, like, they can't do any damage. That is a concern, which is normally why these cards exhaust. It seems really strong, so I want to do it. Again, I don't know what Mark does. Like, it might be pressure points, but I don't know. Also, this is a 0 cost block card. I guess this isn't a 0 cost block card, but it's a little weird that it's kind of the same. Sorry about that, I'm still trying to learn English. Any tip for improve is more than welcome. No worries. Rather than it being a very specific... Like, it just sounds awkward, you know what I mean? Like, that's not how I would generally describe that. Like, in my brain, it gets translated to generic blonde anime girl. Like, that's the order in which I would put those qualifiers. It's more of just a, that sounds awkward to me. I just think he's more fair than Flagbearer. I mean, if won before, it must be busted? What? The only way you can win is if the character is strong. I get that Smokescreen was a common and this is an uncommon, but why is such an obviously better card when it's not a generic effect? I don't know. Definitely the difference between Smokescreen and that card is very blatant. Again, I didn't vet this mod outside of looking at Bargain and thinking, oh, that's like kind of cool. I wonder if they care about anything for that. So we'll find out. Okay, let's do the next one. Bargain does retain. It just doesn't say it on it. Okay, that changes a lot. That definitely changes a lot. Okay. I'm just happy it isn't an anime girl. Can't win them all, Rants. All I want to do is play anime girl mods. Sometimes we gotta play something a little different. Hyper Focus. Gain 1 energy. Again, it's so weird that they put the 1. Gain energy at the start of your turn. Draw 1 card less per turn. Draw down for 1 extra energy? That's so odd. The reason why this is odd is because I mentioned there's a relationship between energy and drawing cards. Generally, you need more cards to play so that the energy actually does something. In this case, changing 5 to 1 actually makes it, like, it's fine. Or 5 to 4, sorry. So, assuming that each card costs 1, you reduce your hand size by 1, and then gain an additional energy, you'll actually be playing every card in your hand. Yeah. What this makes me think, because if we compare this to Berserk, right? Berserk is you get vulnerable and you get an additional energy per turn. If we compare this to that card, right, we're giving a downside that hopefully the character can deal with. So drawing 1 less card per turn, I understand. It appears, though, that a lot of the cards require discarding. So this is kind of discarding. I sort of wonder if, instead of draw 1 less card per turn, it also affects your turnover rate. It's important. If draw 1 less card per turn was like discard a card at the start of your turn, again, I don't know if there's any discard payoffs. I haven't seen any. So I'm not sure what this means. It seems like a pretty generically good card. But I don't know how this fits. All of it fits. See, I wouldn't have a problem with that, but if I learned anything from your Unicorn Overlord stream, your taste of waifus is trash, listen. My taste in waifus is completely valid. It's the best. It's the greatest. Generic elf lady is best girl. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Discard 2 cards, draw 1 extra card next turn. It's a cool discard outlet. Again, where are the discard payoffs? Is what I'm wondering. Retain. Okay, retain. Retain basic cards when this card is retained. Discard 3 cards, draw 1 card. There's a lot of discard. There's, like, a lot of ways to discard cards in your hand. But, like, what is the plan here? I would also say, I guess, because this has retain and lets you retain your basic cards, like your strikes and defense, this is kind of like draw X by doing nothing and just hold all your basic cards. So this lets you draw a lot of cards by putting it in your hand and then simply having all of your basic cards. It's very odd, though. This card kind of has low play to it because it's a common. So this is kind of like drafting a relic, but also it's mitigated by when you draw it in your deck. Very strange. This is not something that I would expect to see on a card. It is interesting that it's baked in. Like, it has everything baked in. So basically, you draw. It draws by having retain. And then it also draws by retaining all the other cards in your hand. Which fuels the second half of the card, where you discard 3 cards and then draw a card. But it costs an energy. And if you upgrade it, it still costs 1 energy and draws 2. I don't know. Odd card. Seems kind of strong. The thing is, there's low play to it. I feel like you would draft this and then never play it, right? Because you just get to Runic Pyramid all of your basic cards, I guess. Maybe if you want to draw a different card in your deck, you would play it so that you can discard so you don't overdraw. This card seems rather good. I don't know if we can beat Nob. Luckily we didn't encounter Nob. That's good. Deal 4 damage. When this card is discarded, double the damage of this card and add 1 copy of this card into your discard pile. Okay, well, there's a payoff. It's weird that it's all of them. Deal 4 damage to all enemies for each enemy in the combat. We've seen this card before. It's a interesting AoE card. I don't think we're taking Amp up. That's a lot of damage. Oh, I guess we wouldn't have been able to play any of the cards we drew anyways, so I don't know why I did that. The art is definitely top tier. Absolutely. The toppest of tiers. I considered doing beta art for Flagbearer, but I didn't know how to implement it, so I just kind of didn't do it, you know? Oh wait, we have the power, but it didn't register it. That is certainly something. We might just die here. Well, that sure is something, isn't it? Whoa, where did it go? That's crazy. Where did the last pylon go? That's so weird. Gain 3 bargains. Oh, to do. Make your own epic keywords. Oh, they have a to-do list. Got it. Whenever. Whenever is one word. Whenever you play a bargain, all enemies lose 6 HP. So bargain is a subtype? Huh. I think we're gonna do that one. I'm really curious what gain 1 mark means. Do that. Whenever you play pressure points, lose 1 HP. What is the purpose of that? I'm just curious. Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. What is the purpose of giving myself a mark? Could you explain it to me? Just wondering. Oh, we sequenced incorrectly and we weren't punished. Gain 2 energy, heal 3 HP. A weird set of things to put on the same card. Because it's a bandage, but also it gains 2 energy. The thing that's odd is that why are those 2 abilities are connected? Like, why are they connected? I think usually on the energy card, there's some kind of like downside, right? Like shuffle a curse or something, no? There's usually something else, but... Some people are into guys, so they'd probably like to give themselves a mark. Listen, man. I saw the wildest post. It was, what was it? It was like some voice actress's Twitter. I wish I knew. I think it was the voice actress for Aqua? Maybe? Which I'm assuming English dub? I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't normally, like, pay attention to these accounts. But... it was something like they got handed a blank figure base to get signed. And, you know, there's no figure on it. So it's like, oh, you know, how would you know what figure this is supposed to be for? But she recognized it and he's like, oh, this is for Astolfo, right? And then she signed it. To which her manager said, yeah, don't worry, this person would always recognize Astolfo's hole. And I'm just like, my brother. Oh my god. Manager literally tearing their own talent to shreds. Hilarious. Absolutely hysterical. Okay, yeah, but so this card's odd. I don't know why this gains energy and heals you, or why you go up 1 energy. I don't know how to feel about this card. Just seems very random. Oh, I guess this kind of has the generic card feel, where it's like, it's generic, but I don't know why it heals HP. Usually the opportunity cost of having a card which heals HP, because basically this is free, right? You would probably play this whenever. Usually the opportunity cost of healing is that, like, you need to not take damage that combat, or it's kind of questionable if the heal actually did anything. And in order to find an opportunity to actually play the healing card itself, you have to have, like, extra energy and not take damage. Which is why self-repair is really cool, but you need to find the chance to actually play it, like, with the extra energy. There's, like, kind of a cool mini-game you have to figure out with that. This one is just generic, and I don't understand why. So, okay. Gain 15 block, draw 2 cards. So it's a backflip at uncommon that costs 2. That's really funny. When you discard the next X cards, play the top card of your discard pile. What the heck? That's an interesting card. That's so bizarre. I think they already had an X card, so they have a lot of X cards, which is weird. But it's a way of converting... It makes the next card you discard cost 1. It converts all of your cards that you're discarding to cost 1. I don't know how to feel about that. It's interesting. It's certainly a payoff effect, but I don't know if it's good. If all it is a small amount of barricade block, it's not quite it. Well, for sure. The thing is, it's free. I guess the opportunity cost is the draw opportunity cost, but yeah. There was that one rare that cared about casting small X cards, so it's probably a thing he has. A lot of X cards. I'm gonna take the backflip card. Let me play some bargains. We had letter opener. I totally did that on purpose because I saw we had letter opener. 100%. Explore options. Discard 1 card. Draw 4 cards. Discard all cards drawn this way that do not share the discarded card's type. Ah. Hey, wait. So if you discard a skill... Oh. So if you discard a skill, and then you draw 4 cards, you would discard all attacks. So this is a way of drawing more of the same card type. So you're like, I want to have more skills, so I'm going to discard this defend, like this block, to draw, like, maybe better skills. Or, like, 2 blocks or something. This actually works at 1 energy, interestingly enough, because let's say, again, you have 1 block, or 1 defend. You discard that defend to try and draw 2 defends so that you can play 2 defends, if that's better in that situation. This is an interesting card. Like, you can definitely get a lot of play out of this type of effect. It kind of makes you think about, like, what you want to draw. So, like, this is cool. It's just interesting. Again, I'm seeing a lot of discard though, and not a whole lot of chaos. So I'm wondering when that's gonna be the case. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely this card, but I'm not super enthusiastic about it. Yeah. Pick this one. Oh yeah. Kool-Aid Man's gonna say as he pummels Far. What do you mean by pummel? Like, are you saying like... Are you gonna... What is he trying to do? Is he trying to spill his juice on me? Like, what? What do you mean by pummel? Well, why do you want me getting pummeled by the Kool-Aid Man? Would you like to clarify what that means? Okay, so... Chest... Wipe D statue. Next one. Eye up. Deal 9 damage, draw X cards. Okay, this one's definitely weird. This one's super weird. Sorry, I'm gonna have to bow out since my internet doesn't seem to like watching the stream, and even swapping to mobile data doesn't seem to make a difference. Alright. Sorry to hear that, Poi. Hopefully, if you're interested in watching the VOD, it's there. That kind of sucks. Have a good one. Yeah. Damn, that sucks. I mean, you disrespect the fruit punch calling it boring. That's some fighting words. What? Fighting words for look-aid man? Kool-Aid? Dude breaks through the walls, think he ain't gonna break you? First of all, if I'm a wall, then the Kool-Aid Man could definitely break me if he wants to. Like, I don't know what to say. People call me a wall all the time, so if the Kool-Aid Man wants to break me, like, I don't know. I don't know. Be aware, chat, chronic fatigue syndrome could be a symptom of lack of sexual activity. You're banned. I'm literally banning you right now. I'm in the process of filing your ban report. You will be banned. With Poi gone, this chat will become degenerate on horny posting. I mean, listen, I don't know how chat could be degenerate or turn into horny posting. I don't understand why my chat of all chats would become that. That seems very odd. Okay. So I wanted to mention with this card that drawing X cards after spending all your energy is very strange. It does kind of work with bargains, I suppose. So what you do first is you play the tie-up, you draw a bunch of cards, you use some of your bargains to discard those cards and play the rest of the cards. Still a very weird card. Very, very odd card. So, whenever you have no cards in hand, during your turn, draw a card. So this is draftable Unceasing Top. Except I guess you're a discard deck, so Unceasing Top is a little bit more interesting to you. Yeah. So I guess there's definitely a question if you think Unceasing Top should be like its own unique effect, if that's something that we're willing to give to other characters. I'm not sure. I know that, like, kind of discarding your hand would synergize with this card. Like, just literally having no cards in your hand means that you're more likely to draw cards with this. Still seems very weird. I can't tell if I want to have a lot of cards or if I want to discard all my cards. Oh no. This is literally just Whip of Erebos. Why did they take the art from Whip of Erebos? That's a joke, by the way. But it definitely just looks like Whip of Erebos. Okay. Unplayable. When discarded, deal 3 to all enemies. Return this card from the discard pile whenever you discard a card from your hand. So I'm guessing when you discard this card, it does not bring itself back. So this is their Flurry of Blows clone. It does damage to all enemies, which I suppose is their spin. And the... yeah. If you had 2 lash outs, you could alternate between discarding both of them. It's definitely a little weird. It's cool though, let's try it. Hi. Doesn't do attack damage either, for better or for worse. Oh, is it a skill? Didn't notice that. Oh, it is a skill. That's very interesting. Huh. To be fair, I'm not being degenerate, I'm being violent, which I learned from you. What? I mean, I suppose it depends on what your interpretation of break someone means. Need to step up your game and become ultra-violent? That's honestly cute. Hi to you too, Stickman. 2 is spelled with 2 O's. Yes, I mean, I get the sense that this is just like a, hey, look, it's a guy dude who does things, who's a dude guy. Who guy dude. We're at 1 HP, I should probably heal. I'm gonna heal. The thief! My gold! Okay, let's do the thing that this card is used for. So let's discard the strike in the hopes that we draw more attacks. We drew, like, no attacks. That is hilarious. Let's discard this one. Yeah, and of course, as I thought, it does not buy itself back. Makes a lot of sense. Keep getting this card. Do they only have, like, a few rares or something? Because we keep getting that card. Gain 5 block. Like, we've seen this card 3 times, just for the record. Gain 5 block. When discarded, apply 1 weak to all enemies. Interesting. Like, 2 weak to all enemies. Huh. I would honestly be interested in seeing more of these effects. Like, ones that have... you can play them... I think an interesting place for this character to position itself. Is the weak only when it's discarded? Yes, I think that is the case. I think an interesting way for this character to position themselves is to have mode select cards, where there's the generic one where you block, and then there's the payoff where you can discard it to do something. Silent has cards which are mostly dead unless you discard them. But I think an interesting place, like I said, for this character to be is to have, like, modal cards, effectively. Where you can always block if you want to, and then the opportunity cost of what you do with your discard payoffs, which, by the way, there's a lot of ways to discard cards, so that's probably not going to be an issue, which is unfortunate. Normally you would consider, like, what's the opportunity cost of discarding a card? And I think in this case, the opportunity cost could be that if you have a lot of good discard payoffs, but you can also play all of the cards, then it's about mode selecting, which becomes kind of like a... yeah, you do mode selecting, which is its own kind of opportunity cost. Am I supposed to play this card, or am I supposed to discard it for the other cost? I love that the caution sign has a cultist on it. Yeah, it's pretty funny. We have a lot of block cards, I think, already, though. We have 1, 2, This is effectively a block card 3. I guess we don't have too many. Maybe we can take this. Next one card that gets discarded returns to your hand. Next 2 cards that get discarded return to your hand. Odd. Do this one. I'm not going to fight the elite because I don't want to die. Gremlin Horn is pretty cool. Discard Lash Out. And then make this cost 0. Front flip. Again, I don't know what the point of this is. I don't know why I'm gaining 1 mark at the start of my turn. Compost Heap. After a card has been discarded, reduce the cost of the top card of your discard pile by 1. So whenever you discard a card, reduce its cost by 1. Reduce the cost to 0. That's weird, dude. An interesting idea, but that's super weird. Reducing cards' cost to 0 is pretty scary. Like, when cards costing 1 and cards costing 0 is literally a difference of infinity. That's, like, very weird. Every time you discard 3, deal 10 damage to all enemies. This is kind of cute. All the powers seem to only upgrade in energy, though. That's weird. Let's try doing this. Apply a weak to them. Oh, right. This is the card I'm supposed to be discarding. The biggest thing I think base game card art does that Flagbearer card art doesn't is include enemies being bullied by the cards. Funny. Reduce cost by 0? Oh, that's so funny. That's probably a bug. That's pretty funny. Yeah, for Banner Dance, I should just show myself stepping on slimes. Or I'll include a Lyrilyte in one of them, and then I'll be bullying Lyrilytes. Yeah, that's fine, Rams. It's not a problem. I'm just bullying you because it's funny. Let's do this. Discard this. Yeah, I guess Lash Out is really weird. Lash Out is just a weird card. It gives you material to discard. I guess that's the thing, is it's supposed to give you material... Because I was picturing it as a Flurry of Blows card, but it's not really good at dealing damage. Because you have to... oh, it changed from buy to 2. Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't see that. The, Fortunately, the wording on that. I mean, again, the precedent has been set that the wording on this mod's a little off, which is fine. Also, welcome, Valo. Good to have you. What was I saying before? Yeah, Lash Out is a weird card, because I was thinking that it's a Flurry of Blows clone, but it almost feels more like a discard outlet, like, material card, if that makes sense. Like, I think the damage isn't the important part. I think the important part is that you buy back material for cards which require a lot of discarding. So, for example, Explore Options doesn't feel like it has a cost anymore when you get Lash Out in your hand again. Oh, I wonder if I could Explore Options and attack and then just discard the Lash Outs. That's a cool synergy. A cool one. Holy, the stream delay on mobile YouTube is way better than Twitch. Oh, I have no idea. I wouldn't know. I actually don't watch streams normally on my phone because I just am parked at my computer all day. That's good, hopefully. Hopefully that's good. Dexterity. Or Holy Essence depicting a bunch of birds disintegrating. Yeah. Now let's discard this, do some damage. Oh, that's weird. I thought you're not supposed to buy back Lash Out immediately. But that was my understanding. Play weak. Be vulnerable. Try 3 cards. I guess we're just making all of our cards cost 0 by discarding them. Because it's reduced the cost by 1 every time, right? Yeah, Compost Heap seems OP, for sure. And as I was saying, the reason that it's OP is that the difference between something costing 1 and 0 is, like, a lot. If you got cards that draw and discards, that's an infinite? Yeah. I agree. I think it's important to recognize, like, you know, we can see, like, as players, and I suppose this is why I appreciate this series, right? Is that as players, we can kind of instinctively tell, like, that effect seems strong, like, probably too strong, which is true. I think an important acknowledgement, though, is when we can see, like, oh, the reason why that is because making things that cost 0 is, like, that changes it from you not being able to play cards anymore this turn and still being able to play cards. What does that do? That lets you, like, make, draw, discard infinite loops, right? So, I don't know if there's a good way to make this card better, right? It just kind of seems... It just seems a little excessive, I don't know. Similarly, this one, you go like, oh, well, discard a card, like that's what kind of the character does, and reduce strength by every, or all enemies by 2 times the card's cost. And it's kind of like, that's harmless, right? Like, it's probably going to reduce their strength by like 2 or something. But the problem is that it doesn't exhaust. And the strength reduction isn't temporary. Wait, it is temporary, but it didn't show it on the thing. Never mind. All right. I stand corrected. The strength loss is temporary. That's so weird. Okay. So it didn't say it on the card, but I think we can acknowledge that the reason why this would have been OP is that if you just constantly keep reducing the enemy's strength, then it's probably way too strong. It's not quite disarm because it doesn't have exhaust. So my initial thought with it was, oh, that card's sort of broken because you can just keep stacking the minus strength. But evidently it is... it's temporary strength loss, yeah. So it's a little different. It's wailing, but like 3 times worse. Yeah, I don't know if you're making these comments in regard to like how we discussed the start of the stream, but the interesting thing is that like it does what it's trying to do is definitely those functions, but there's a way that this card could have just been wherever it is. I don't know where it is. Where'd it go? Well, I think our draw pile is kind of messed up, so I don't know anymore. Oh, there it is. Like, there's a way that this card could have been interesting, I think, because, I mean, stacking strength reduction, like, if it wasn't You know, this is temporary, like, that's weird. But the thing is, you can make something like a wailing screech, or, sorry, whatever it's called. Piercing wail, there we go. You can make a piercing wail, or you can make a disarm that doesn't exhaust, and then have the character-related thing on it, like discard a card, right? And that could be interesting if the point of this character is that it focuses on discard and, like, all of the cards sort of fit together. But to me, it just feels a little random. Right? It's not particularly strong because it's temporary loss. And as you're saying, like, having it be temporary loss means that you kind of need the velocity or the strength of Piercing Wail. So it doesn't really deliver on being a Piercing Wail. It doesn't deliver on being a disarm, and it doesn't deliver on being a card that this character wants, like as a discard enabler, because the effect is so weird, right? So, yeah. I guess what I'm saying is that it's not always appropriate to, like, strictly compare the multiple things, because it could have worked. I think it's just, like, not well placed. And also, arguably, the effect isn't well placed, but yeah. A block card would be better. Yeah, honestly, if it was, like, discard a card and gain block, something like that, maybe. Which, again, right, like, we could say that that's a copy of a silent card in the base deck, but I think, like, finding the right stats for that card, or maybe it's like discard a card, draw a card, something like that. Like, what do you want this card to be functionally? And I don't think that this is something that this character is looking for, so. Not just any other block card? Oh, for sure. Like, I agree with that. As far as drafting, sure. But we're not really, like, looking at this mod from the perspective of, like, did I draft correctly or not? Is kind of what I'm saying. Or I guess, oh. No, I think I misinterpreted what you're saying. You're saying that this card is not as good as, like, basically any other block card because the use case is so bad. Sure. Okay. I think I misunderstood. Yeah. Fair. Okay. What is this? What is this card? Wait, does it upgrade? Wait, discard your hand and your draw pile and your discard. What? What does this mean? Yo, double kind of crazy. Select a card, double every stat of the card. This has got to be a meme card, right? Like, this is already a very odd effect. Again, I don't... So I mentioned this with another mod, but it's kind of like, this is an interesting effect, you could say. Some people could say this is interesting or not interesting. But the thing that really confuses me is, like, but why is it this character's effect, right? Like, what does this make sense with, right? Like, does this really interact with, like, the whole discarding payoff thing? Like, it's just weird, right? And I think there's a tendency to make these kinds of cards that are, like, they're just so generic, but don't really make sense. The guy is a dude, though. That's true. That is fair. You know what? Totally fair that the point of this character is that they're just kind of like a weird... They're just a generic dude guy. So maybe it's better placed for this character. But, like... I guess... But the thing that I'm trying to get at, right? Is that, like, this character clearly has, like, a discard... Like, a draw, discard, like, identity somewhere in it. And then you randomly have double. It's like, okay, why? Maybe it's so that your cards which discard are more powerful. Like, you pay the same cost, but then all of the stats are doubled. Like, maybe that's kind of what it's trying to do. Double Grand Cleanse, that would be the play. I have no idea what the purpose of this card is. Why am I discarding my draw pile? And why am I discarding my discard pile? What does that mean? What does that do? Does it mean I exhaust it? How am I discarding my discard pile? What does that mean? What does this mean? Gain 2 times X energy, draw X cards, gain X fading. What does fading mean? Okay, well, it's not keyworded, so I have no idea. This card is definitely insane. This card is giga insane. I'm assuming fading means you, like, die or something. That's all I can assume. Unless fading is terrible. Yeah, it's not keyworded, so we have no idea what it does, but I'm scared to take it too because I don't want to die and lose my run. Well, let's try it. It seems excessive. To do item. It has no effect. Thanks. I can't help but think it's just a meme mod. Like, you know, I don't know. It's probably gonna be a payoff. Yeah, it has the recycle icon on it, so maybe it's like a if you discard things, then you get stuff back, right? Okay, let's try it here. We want to go to the shop because we have a lot of gold. Give you weak. Let's give you minus strength. Ouch. Discard Lash Out, and then if we discard something else, so we can try womboing a little. Guess we can't really, right? Okay, what does fading do? Move one fading at the start of each turn. When you reach 0 fading, die. Guys, I think we're gonna lose. I think we are about to die. Can't believe you looked at the whole board in 2 seconds. It takes me like 5 minutes. What, to evaluate paths? I mean, we're on Ascension 0, so like I'm just not even thinking about it that much. Pop the pie, you got this? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, you'll find out, Valo, if you ever watch any of my Flagbearer gameplay, that I'm not very good at this game. Incidentally, it turns out that devs of the game, I'm not a dev on this game. I meant like in relation to playing Flagbearer. Being the developer of Flagbearer does not make me good at the character. Unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely spinning my wheels here. I just don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I died. I forgot. I was so stupid. I was like, we have turns, right? I'm just gonna chill. I took 69 420 damage. That's pretty funny. Listen, man, I don't know. I really don't want to play it again. Listen, I'm really sorry to this guy. It just felt like intangible insane with fading, for sure. Listen. This is what happens sometimes when I play mods that, like, I don't vet, like, I don't think about them. I just go like, oh, maybe that has something interesting going on with it, and then I don't really look into it more. It's a little incomplete, feels a little not balanced. I'm not really sure what the identity of stuff is outside of discarding cards. There's a weird mix of, like, discarding too many cards and, like, discard payoffs, and like, what are the discard payoffs? The only thing I'd really say that I saw is like there are a couple of interesting design things to look at, right? So maybe we'll do that. All right, well, closing thoughts real quick, and then I think I'll play like a Flagbearer run so that I can lose. But so first of all, this card doesn't have retain on it, but it does have retain. I did want to say that if this said retain gain 1 energy exhaust, you would say, okay, well that's Miracle, right? We know that. The interesting thing is that printing Miracle with discard on it has a lot of potential. So I think if the enabler payoff relationship in this mod was a little more precise, because for example, with Silent, like there's only so many cards that get value out of discarding them, right? And then there's some things that discard simply because you made material. So like if you make shivs, you can discard them. Like that's kind of part of the character identity. So for this character, I feel like if there was a little more precision in like making that the main theme, it'd be more successful probably. And again, like I think this card could be very interesting. Like giving yourself a Miracle, but it's a discard enabler that you has retained. Like that has potential, right? Being able to discard like 1 card a turn just for free has potential. I kind of rescinded my statement on drawing 5 cards and then discarding a card because I thought, for some reason, I thought this was part of the initial card draw at the start of your turn. It is not. So Bargain does let you play your entire hand if you like discard 1 of the cards and then you're able to play 4 energy worth of stuff. There was 9 cards in the base deck. I definitely feel like there could have been more than 1 card in the base deck. Yeah. Welcome, Team Wall. All VTubers are harmful. Please stop supporting VTubers. You have great creative potential. Please do something better. What this guy yapping? I don't know. I'm kind of curious where you get the idea that that I have creative potential. That's weird. That's odd. I don't know why. I'm not sure why you're pleading for me to stop supporting VTubers or how that's related to my creative potential. Like again, I just don't. It's weird. It's a weird statement to make. I understand that you're saying things that are just like in general inflammatory, but like I really feel like you need to step up your game on the, on the yapping. Yeah. So, I'm gonna time you out. I'm sure you're not even here anymore. We're gonna not acknowledge that and move on. Okay. So what were we talking about? There's only 9 cards in the base deck. Very weird. I would have expected in the base deck that there's some way to interact with Bargain, especially knowing now that Bargain has Retain. I would anticipate that there would be like a discard payoff in the base deck. I would also anticipate that the other card, because this 1-punch card, I would anticipate if discarding is a big part of the character's identity, that there would be either a payoff or enabler for discarding in the base deck. We talked about this on the previous one. I don't think we need to look at upgrades for this one in particular. We can look at them, but we're not going to go through every single card. Like, that's not the point. Right, okay. What was I saying? We would anticipate that there's more ways to tutorialize the like the core themes of the character in the base deck. Again, if we compare to Silent, that's just what we can compare to because that's the character that clearly has to do with discarding. Not to say that this character needs to be Silent, but just that we can learn things, right? 2 things. First thing, when you discard cards, having cards which play for free are very useful. Because you're losing out on playing multiple cards in your hand, so having something that costs 0 is really nice. Second thing is that in Silent's base deck, Silent discards a card. Because it is tutorializing you on what to do with discarding, so when you see a card like Blade Dance, I know this isn't typically how people use shivs, but hear me out. when you see a card like Blade Dance, you go like, oh, I'm going to play this Blade Dance because that's the card that I drafted. And then you get 3 shifts in your hand. You play Survivor, and then you're like, wait, if I don't need to play the Shiv, I can discard it because I made material in my hand. And then you like learn things about the character because you always have access to this. So I get that you'll always have a bargain every turn or every combat. So like that's kind of still tutorializing them on like discarding cards and stuff, but like I feel like it's not as clear. Like it's not as convincing because this is just apply vulnerable. Like why is it apply vulnerable? Like what does this teach you about the character? Right? Nothing necessarily. And remember, we're putting this under we're putting this character under pretty high scrutiny. I recognize that, you know, this character is probably just like a hobby project by someone, and then like it was in a particular state. They may have been proud of it. They may have liked certain cards in it or certain ideas, right? But these are just my observations. If those observations are useful to this person, that's great. If their project goals were just to like make something and put it out in the world, I encourage more people to just express themselves creatively. Do that. It's fine. But we're on Design Aspire, so that's what we do here. We play them and then we try to have design thoughts. That's what the point is. So yeah. I saw that there were a lot of cards which discarded things. Oh, I wanted to comment on this because so this is stack, right? Now, the interesting thing is that you might assume that the amount of cards that you have in your discard is related to discarding cards. I don't think it is. So the card that this comes from is stack, right? So stack, you gain block based on how many cards are in your discard. The thing about defect is that defect's gameplay is usually a bit slower. And usually you can draft a bit more cards. Or like it could be part of its identity to have a large deck size and then play the game a little more slow, which means that stack is better placed for that identity of having more cards, of playing slower. Whereas in this case, discarding more cards doesn't actually accelerate or increase the height of what this card can do. This card kind of, if this is an aggressive card, right? Like if this is an aggressive character and this is supposed to be an aggressive card, I might anticipate that there are more ways to produce material in your graveyard because that is the enabler for this kind of effect. Whereas without that, it seems a little odd or misplaced because there's no way to accelerate this game plan. And it's not like you inherently want to draft more cards if this is aggressively placed and you're trying to like aggressively win the game. You don't have time to sift through a 25 card deck. Also, keep in mind that stack is very well supported by hologram. So I don't know if there's a way to I don't know if there's a way to buy back cards, but yeah, hologram is, I think, really important for that. Oh, I thought this was interesting, by the way. A tie-up was pretty cool. Because normally you would anticipate that having an X card, so you use all of your energy and you draw cards, then you can't do anything afterwards. Seems very weird. I still think this card is weird, because you might assume that there's no way to play any of the cards in your hand. But making or producing a lot of material in your hand and then using it to discard to bargain, like, that's a cool idea, but it doesn't quite work. Because you only... What are you gonna do? Deal 9 damage, draw 3 cards, and then play one of them with bargain? Like, it's a little... It's not powerful enough. It's like, what is that... It's like, could you not have... You could have played 4 strikes instead, right? Yeah, I don't think there's enough to support this kind of idea. It's also a little, like, it's low velocity, right? It doesn't quite do enough to, like, say, oh, I'm gonna pick that because I know exactly what that does, and that can improve my game plan. Like, I don't see how this improves my game plan by drawing 3 cards? Like, that's a little, I don't know. certainly if you played it for X is 1, 9 damage. I guess 9 damage and draw cards is like kind of equivalent to Pommel Strike, or it's like in that area. I know that there was some type of sub-theme of playing these for like 1 mana. So maybe playing these late and doing it for 1 mana is the point. In which case you're just cantripping. But again, it's odd because there isn't enough, like you're saying, there isn't enough to support the idea of, like, you only have Bargain, right? Like, after you have no energy, you have no energy. Normally, what you want to do with a Pommel Strike is you evaluate your hand, you go, I don't have the thing I need in my hand, so you Pommel Strike. And then you see if the next card is a better card, right? Or upgrade a Pommel Strike, you get to produce more material in your hand because you go up in cards. This one's definitely weird. I don't know what you do with 0 energy and more material in your hand. It seems very odd. Same, again, it's kind of like, it's weirdness and discongruency. Caffeine is Unceasing Top, but as a power, so that makes sense with wanting to discard your entire hand, I suppose, but it's just odd to me to put a relic effect on a power. I don't know if I'm talking out of my ass there, but it's just a little strange to be able to draft this. So I would take it because it's good damage and can be used to manipulate the discard pile. Which one is that in relation to? Tie up? Maybe? Like, you can choose how many cards you draw. Yeah, so for example, if you have like 7 cards left in deck, you know you're gonna draw 3 seconds later. Tie up for 0 is also a thing? I suppose so. And it's just 0 energy, deal 9 damage. Yeah, so the situation I was gonna say was if you have 7 cards left in deck, you play this for X's 2, so that you can build your discard pile, and then you draw to 5, have 0 cards in your deck. Possible? I don't know. 9 looks conspicuously low to me for an X card. Opinion. Hashtag opinion. Basically what I'm hearing is a lot of these cards would be okay by themselves, but they lack cohesion. Yeah. I guess it's like there's an overarching identity of discarding cards, and I can see that. I can see that this character wants to discard cards to do things, but it doesn't feel like it's achieving like an overarching game plan. Like, for example, explore options is a really cool idea, but it's like, what does it do? They gotta have more stuff to support some of the archetypes. Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting because I'm gonna always cite this conference because I find it fascinating. There was a GDC talk that one of the devs did for Slay the Spire. And they said what they wanted was they wanted to make cards which always have a use case. Like, that's how they made cards for this game. So the thing is, like, that's why each character has like an uncommon draw card. You may not always want an uncommon draw card power, but maybe sometimes you do. It's sort of generic. Maybe it applies to an archetype. Maybe it has some archetypal payoff. But like, the reality is, you're presented with the decision of, do I want to select this card right now because I need it? Like, that's sort of the underlying game design. So while I know acknowledging archetypes is important, like having things that are archetypal and fit together is important, I think the underlying design philosophy isn't like they didn't make Block Warrior and say like, or Block Ironclad, sorry, and then it's like, yeah, and we're designing for Block Ironclad. It's like, there are cards that kind of lean you towards that, but you can also pick those cards sort of in a vacuum, I think, except for Body Slam. But they tend to be a little more generic in nature, which is why I was saying, or why for me it feels like there's a lot of cards that are like, this discards. Because. where it's like, discard one random card next turn, or discard a card next turn. This is kind of interesting, I suppose. Yeah, I don't get a sense that, like, you ain't picking Barricade unless you're block or Entrench. I think Body Slam is more freely takeable than Entrench. Yeah, Entrench is a little weird on the, like, energy per block scale. But, like, I'm not talking about how a player sees it, I guess. Like, a player is going to discern archetypes, right? Because as a player, you need to figure out a mental model of the game. But I'm saying from dev side that they seemed to design cards so that there are things that are always takeable. I don't exactly know what the use case would be for Barricade outside of being specifically Block Warrior, but it's my understanding that Barricade can be taken just so that you have Retain Block. Like, another use case for Barricade isn't to build 999 block, but the fact that you can play something like Invincible on a turn where you're not getting attacked. Or, sorry, Impervious. The fact that you can play an Impervious on a turn where you're not getting attacked means you get Barricade block. But what that also means is that you're storing energy for next turn. Right? Like, do you see how that's not necessarily related to playing Block Warrior, but it's a way of converting energy into your next turn? Yeah, this is where I think there's, like, a misconception on, like, how these cards work. Right? Which, I kind of shot myself in the foot by saying I'm not the best. I'm not the best player of this game. But yeah, like, so something like Feel No Pain also can give you a lot of Barricade block that is valuable to you, but the purpose isn't to, I take Barricade, so therefore I take Body Slam, or I saw a Body Slam, therefore now I'm always going to take Barricade. It's more like you can use Barricade as, like, a verb as a player to achieve many different things, right? And maybe it's hard to, like, acknowledge the different types of things that you can do with it. Like I said, storing an Impervious can be very powerful, right? So it's like, I'm going to be discarding this Impervious, but I'm not doing anything useful this turn anyways. So what it actually does is it lets me play the Impervious this turn so that I have it next turn. And then I can, like, save up energy. Like, there's 2 energy worth of block that I played last turn that I can now use this turn. Right? It's not necessarily to the telos or the purpose of generating 999 block, is what I'm trying to say. It definitely can. But, like, based on what the devs said, like, at GDC, they could also be talking out of their ass. Right? But I'm inclined to believe them when they say that, like, part of making this card was that, like, it can also just be generic. Right? Flagbearer not having Feel No Pain or Impervious is why Shelter sucked. Kind of. I think Shelter sucks for a lot of reasons. Yeah. This card felt a little generic. First of all, it's +1 mana and playable at every point in time. Very weird. Also, I don't know why it heals. I don't know why this retains. The purpose that you retain it and then you take damage? I don't know. Too expensive for doing that? Barricade? Depends. I'm just recalling an Ascension 20 run where someone drafted like 3 barricades. And they weren't necessarily body slamming. It's just like they had barricades so that they had an increased chance of drawing it based on their deck ratio. And also that, bro is not cooking. Not cooking by picking 3 barricades? Probably. But this is what I'm saying. If you can pick 3 barricades in a non-defense Ironclad deck, then and they won Ascension 20, then what's the conclusion from that? Is what I'm trying to tell you. What does that mean? So anyways. Anyone can win with luck? I think at Ascension 20 it's pretty hard. Something like the average Ascension 20 win rate is like, what, 15%? So, I don't know. Add bargains to your hand. Yeah, so I don't think I have a whole lot more to say on this mod. Does this imply that you discard your hand? Two reversals could like go infinite with each other? Probably. It's just a little bit of an oddball. Which again is on me, usually when like I try not to look too hard into the mods so that I can like have fun playing them without too much knowledge. But like I saw Bargain and I thought that was interesting, but I think everything else is a little maybe not the most there. I don't know if I played more, if it'd become more cohesive in my head, but it's a weird combination of stuff. The Immortal would be neat, so many revives. Yeah, again, I looked into the Immortal. I haven't played it yet. Is this the guy? This is the guy. I mean, we've got 20 minutes. The question is, do we want to just like... Do we want to just chat for the next 20 minutes, or do we want to lose an Ascension 20 Flagbearer run? That's my question. I haven't played Flagbearer in like 2 months, I think. Or a month and a half. Who's the other mono character? Oh, this is Hifumi. I had to take a screenshot of the character for the Design the Spire video, which is why this is enabled. We could play Flagbearer. Nice. Ascension 20. I don't know. Or we could just goof around. Flagbearer death time? Yeah, I feel like we could lose a Flagbearer run in 20 minutes. Right? Let's do it. I haven't played in a long time, and I don't know, I feel weird. It's one of those days where I just feel weird. Like I don't feel super inspired to do much. I don't think the mod was particularly exciting, and I feel kind of bad because I don't want people to think that disapproval is congruent with bro really want to lose if he's giving himself 20 minutes. Yeah, probably. I think people think disapproval is congruent with not wanting people to succeed, I guess. So, you know, I can't really see as much to say that the character is super special, awesome, or anything like that, but, you know, that shouldn't stop you, I don't think. It's just one of those things where I'd really take a harder look at the cards and see what you're trying to make. It's a little too spacey, not coherent. Anyways, time to lose. God, it's been so long. It's literally been so long. I want to take March and just lose, but I'm not going to do that. We can take the Burning Elite. 1, 2, 3. 3 encounters, 2 events. Burning Elite with a bonfire. Shop to another Elite. We could try taking the 3 elites in the middle, but if we're dying, then we're probably just going to go to the left. It's been so long. It's been so long. You have to look at the boss before you pick your Niao reward? I don't know about that. Slime boss? Maybe I should go back and see what my options were. You would at least? Okay, it's called playing fast and loose. I gave myself 20 minutes. I'm trying to lose. For a Guardian or Hexaghost, Aura Drain probably would have been more takeable. I agree. We'll be fine, though. You just gotta believe. You gotta believe in the Flagbearer dream. I don't think there's anything worth rip timing yet. Do we need damage for Knob? We have up to 3 more encounters, right? I guess if we're just planning on jamming it, then probably blade work is better. Like if we were going to be taking the 2 encounters. How much is Aura Drain now? 5. I mean, we're not doing anything yet, which is why I was thinking about taking this divination. We can play the suspend deck. If I get the suspend archetype, then I can do the suspend things. We're gonna lose so hard. It's like not even close. Okay. I mean, if we're trying to draw a suspend card, then maybe upgrading Retrace is viable, but No! Whoa! Yo! Yo! I don't think we want time versus this thing, so I think we're just taking this. Emit doesn't do anything right now. Would have taken Seraphim form there. I believe you. It's been so long. I've never seen this character, so I can't say nothing. That's fair. I've seen this character too many times, and it's bad every time. We can't block with shit. Is it worth it to heal 6 damage? Maybe. Grassplate's probably good. Grassplate with divination is probably good. Grassplate's probably good. We have no not energy. We have no gold to do anything. We don't really have a good block card yet, so barrier is good. Temporal step's also good. Temporal step with divination is good. That's good. All these turns where you spend all your energy blocking and still take chip could have been prevented by Seraphim form. Sure, but I didn't think that having 6 turns of not taking damage was better than trying to win the game. Initiative. I don't feel confident in taking on 2 elites. I don't think that's where our deck is at right now. We'll take 1. Fortunately, that means we've wasted 2 shops, but what are you gonna do? What do you mean 6 turns of not taking damage? Seraphim form gives you flight, and flight says you take half damage. So you take damage. You don't have any multi-hit to pair with this haste? Haste could be good with blade work, maybe? Haste could be good with divination. Why would you give 6 turns of half damage? Because it's a form card? I don't know. Grip time is always good with command. Yeah, Cavalier, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've just tried to play Seraphim form a number of times and then just been like, at the end of 6 turns, I didn't do enough damage, and then I'm, like, crying to myself. Right? I guess the command is already upgraded, so maybe we can just being chill with that. Take brain rot. We are so dead. Seraphim is like slightly slower Wraith form. It's best used like Wraith form, now that you can't turtle forever. Yeah. It's like Wraith form that activates next turn, which unfortunately makes it a lot worse than Wraith form. Phalanx is probably good with Stance Dancing. Phalanx. Yeah, surprisingly needing to wait 1 turn to activate your... activate your thing. Activate next turn is an oof. Yeah, but it gives you 6 turns of basically not taking any damage, so, when it works, it's pretty good. This is kind of awkward. I don't know why I did this. We just block. We block and hope to draw a mid-second next turn. Activating next turn sucks, am I right, Divine Reckoning? Well, you can stop bullying the rest of every single suspend card. For Stance Dancing... We don't need plant? Do we need plant? I don't think we need plant. 2 emit seconds. 2 emit seconds? 2 of them? Take the Divine Flash? 2 emit seconds? 2 of them. We can have 2 emit seconds. We're gonna get so roasted by literally everything else. Emit. Is emit. Completely manageable for most other suspend cards. Goop. I got gooped. Omit is free tempo. Kind of. Pretty sure we wait. Wow, we just like didn't even need the... Oh, whoops. I was gonna say we didn't even need the emit, really. I think there would have been a way to kill them that turn. There's a Dimension Walker. I don't think that's what we're doing, though. The purpose of AoE cards is to deal with AoE fights and fodder quickly. Reckoning gets a turn to... Oh, I guess Reckoning needs a turn to get past, being a 2-cost AoE strike. Yeah, I suppose there's a weird problem with you want AoE cards to deal damage immediately, which makes the other card quite bad. You'll get Tear for those emits back? Yeah, I think Tear for emit and Grasp Plate would be pretty good. I kind of wanted to take the Aegis Bash because I'm scared of not doing enough damage, but Tear could be good. Tear's probably good. We do be dancing. I think 7 plus suspend 7 on Reckoning is too slow. I wonder if the suspend damage could be less and then the upfront damage could be more. We're going to do the Stance Doubler. Honestly, though, I think, like, it's fine. It's fine, this mod can stay dead. Never to be updated ever again. I can't block for 21 right now. Grasp! Stop it. I was just about to suggest lowering the suspend damage and raising the upfront damage. Can't say stead because you're gonna bring it back for Slay the Spire 2. Yeah, probably. They said they were gonna add more modding tools, so that's kind of exciting. Alright, well. We're just bullying the avocado a little too much, I think. Who knew triple emit second was really good? Who knew that? Mod isn't dead, just dormant? Sure. Reinforce isn't terrible. Can take a reinforce. Recall focus. You nerd. You need a recall card. That's crazy. We just got one. That's insane. Yeah, and we'll have time to upgrade it. But do we get a relic though? Relic? Free relic? Probably not. Ooh. Necronomicon. Oh shit. I don't think we have anything for this. Well. It's okay. We'll get Seraphim Feathers. Everything will be fine. We'll get Seraphim Feathers. It'll all be okay. Or Pillars of Balance. Right, I forgot that's in the game right now. Pillars of Balance is, in fact, in the game. Yep, and this is where mid-second is fucking terrible. So bad. What can we pick up? Recall focus, maybe? Nice. We did enough damage. Thank God. Rear rate is very good. We take those. Do I feel prepared for this elite fight? Not really. Are we going to do it anyways? Probably. This is where we lose to Book of Stabbing, and it's really funny. This is not much better, honestly. So we get... Oh, welcome back, boy. Has your internet finally decided to start working? Sorry, I once had a run with both Necronomicers and the Curse of the Bell, which was quite bad since the deck tried to win by abusing Unceasing Top. Yeah, that doesn't, I don't think that's very good. If you're taking the Sacred Ground from that fight, you'd be a lot better off in this fight. Sure. I think we're fine, though. Oh. Guys! Say the line, Flaris! I missed a momentum swipe. Terrible. Order. Sequencing. Order lol. Temporal Spike's probably good, right? Maybe? Which is exactly why we're skipping it. God, I'm so dead! I'm so freaking dead, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm literally so dead. Oh, thank God we drew command. Jokes, we were totally fine. Haste Plus is amazing? Probably. And I've been offered haste 3 times this run. I haven't taken it every time. I'm gonna continue not taking it. I'm going to continue not taking it. My recall focus now produces 7 billion mana. Letter opener is probably good. Okay, so now we're dead. Now we are actually dead. It is no longer a joke. We actually lose now. Just kidding. Just kidding, we're fine. I'm sorry that I'm traumatized, okay? I can't help but think Book of Stabbing more like Book of... I'm stabbing myself and I die. Oh my goodness. Man, this character's broken. Who made this? This character is so imbalanced. This just isn't even fair. They just didn't even have a chance. I've been offered haste 4 times this run, and I still didn't take any of them. We have 3 strikes and 4 defends, so I think we might actually take the upgrade option. Blah, blah. Imagine that combo if you had haste. Or... I don't think it's worth upgrading anymore. All this stuff. Maybe Rip Time. Rip Time upgraded is kind of nice. But I kind of want to fight the next elite. And then it's like, if I lose to the elite, that's kind of bad. So, it's not Book, which is nice, but... Slavers again. Sure. It's not great. The boot did like 5 damage in that battle? That's crazy. And this character is so broken. Who made this character? It's so bad. This character's so bad, dude. Who even made this character, man? It's so bad. Oh my god. This character is so trash. It's actually so trash, it's unbelievable. Seraphim form! Seraphim form! Guys! Guys, today I present to you Seraphim form. Oh. We take it? Oh, my eyes are closed. I can't see myself pressing the button. Oh. Oh, we're gonna add Seraphim form to the deck? Oh, that's crazy. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, we added it. Oh, that's crazy. Whoa, there's a Seraphim form in my deck now. That's insane, bro. That's actually crazy. Oh, my eyes are actually dying so bad. I'm sorry. Okay. What do you mean? We can't buy Flash of Steel. Because their Seraphim form ended up in my deck and I have no gold anymore. Oh, my eyes. Why are my eyes dying? Oh. Okay. Hopefully it stops dying soon. I'm gonna upgrade Seraphim form, I think. And lose to the champ smashing me. I don't think I'm blocking this turn. This character's terrible. Why am I allowed to time walk them 3 times? This character's so bad. Oh, we can double Aegis Bash now. That's not why I picked that card. I did literally just pick it for the vulnerable, but that's pretty funny. Oh, I missed 2 momentum swipes. Classic. Ah, we probably could have killed him. Whoops. Eyes are in pain. I wonder if Mystical Pennant works with what we're doing. Probably not, but think about the value. If we doubled our double, then we would have 4. You have 4 per plant. That's like 8 block every time. That's so much value. 4 pulses on plant? Probably not. Pretty sure it's just drain time. Yo! Calling Bell for the Doo-Voo value? Doo-Voo value? Oh. Or do we Pandora's box away our upgraded strikes and defense? Probably not. I don't think we Snecko. Because we are stance dancing, and if our momentum swipes cost a lot, then that sucks. Damn, our momentum swipes are gonna do like 7 billion damage. Alright, I guess I need to do the... I keep forgetting I have to get the freaking keys. Don't need this. For these. Only thing we're missing is like an aura excel. Force strength is pretty good with the drain time. You are so right. I'm real sorry. Keep rubbing my eyes, and my eyes keep dying. We don't need shatter. Haste has been offered to me 5 times this run. Just don't forget to recall. I've done that too many times. Yeah, for the key. For sure. Yo, this drain time go crazy. I guess we're light on block. We could maybe take this Guardian protocol and probably be a lot more safe. Not to be confused with forgetting to recall the flag. Exactly. Oops. And now we are probably safe for all eternity. I mean, this deck's not bad. I'm gonna find a way to fuck it up, but, you know. Like here, where I just randomly take damage for no reason. I wonder if you'll be able to beat this guy before your Seraphim form runs out. I don't know. I don't know, man. Yo, my eyes are killing me, dude. Oh man, my eyes are killing me so bad. I don't think we need another recall card. Oh, hey, look, it's fading again. Oh, that is fading, isn't it? We don't need March for any reason. So maybe we just take a removal. 3rd momentum swipe. Rodin did not get enough sleep. I did. I slept very well. But I think I just got like some dust in my eyes. Because I'm a classic nerd. And I just am allergic to dust. Which is probably why I'm so allergic to everyone in chat. Because you all are so dusty. I'm gonna remove a strike. Actually, I could remove the blade work. Ooh. Aegis Bash means I can actually stun the thing in the back row. I'm only musty, not dusty. But you're not musky. Which is, unfortunate. Do I want to stun the back row? Actually, kind of. Take 9. Oop. Whoops. See. At least I'm not such a boy failure that I choose to be a girl online. I don't choose to be a girl online. I'm a goy failure. Goy. You goy. Oh my god, I just realized we're gonna spend 7 years fighting this last spiker. No! No, it's miserable. God damn it. Ow, my everything. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Goy failure? So like, what? I don't know what that means and I'm scared to ask. Oh hey, look, it's Synchronize. Forgot Synchronize was a card. It's been so long that I forgot that these cards even exist. We have a rip time? I mean... We have a rip time, though. Oh, it's one of the many bad Lurgoyfs? Oh, I see. That's why it's a Goyf failure. Got it. Got it. No, I'm a Tarmogoyf. Because I'm just like... This Tarmogoyf isn't even good anymore. Do we want another block card? Like another one? That, like, kind of pseudo-scales. I guess we don't actually have that much damage. We're, like, purely on Momentum Swipe. Are we fighting Time Eater? Fuck! We are fighting Time Eater. We're so dead. We're literally so dead. It's not even funny. I'm gonna skip the Synchronize. I think we need damage. If we find a Seraphim Feathers, we're gonna go so hard, though. The mid-second was a mistake. I don't think I kill it next turn, so I'm just gonna play real safe. Because Reaper sometimes wants to just, like, eat my ass. In this instance, Reaper did not eat my ass, but there are some times when they do. It's free! Wow, you used a mid-second the way it was intended for once? Yeah, to cover Seraphim form? Broken. Actually, fuck busted. Bro, Reptimancer blinked and then just died. Oh my god. I don't even know why we played that. I don't even know what I'm doing. Remember when we time walked Reptimancer 3 times when we couldn't kill her? I remember. That was super funny when that happened. It's actually hilarious even. Remember when we just took like 3 extra turns and then like we couldn't kill Reptimancer? So dumb. So actually dumb. Hey, look! It's the second 3-mana card. Well, I guess that solves everything. Everything is solved. Everything is fine. Everything we solved it. We figured it out. Man, this character sucks. This character is actually so bad. It's unbelievable that anybody would have ever played this. Ugh. Please. Command is good. So true, the guy clears this mod easy. Yeah, the gly. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry that I just wasn't feeling it. Could have kept playing the gly. I don't think we want either of these. I was gonna say these two. We definitely don't want the future sight. Future sight way too slow. I don't know if we want sidearm though. Sidearm's actually good because we're kind of like womboing. So if we're wombo comboing, then drawing more cards is good. Ah, writhing mass. I hate you so. Yeah, I'll take 12. 12 damage, right, Flaris? I'll take 12. Damage, right? Well, 12 damage. I'll take 39 damage, right? Oh god. I guess I am taking 39. Unironically. No, we're not. Get hit by Parasite for more strength? That would actually be hilarious. Do we actually do that? That'd pierce you if it was 39. Good thing it was 13 by 3. Yeah, it's 13 by 3 is a little bit more manageable. Second Grasp Fate is probably insane. Considering Aegis Bash is one of our damage cards, we can probably upgrade it. It basically upgrades the damage by 10, which is pretty good. So... Courier. I think in the search for more damage, we take this Area of Lights. And then we remove a strike. Wait. I think in the search for damage, we take the Seraphim form. I think in the search for cards, we take this Formless Rapier. Man, our deck sucks. Who made this mod? It's so bad. The mod is so bad that I played terribly and picked 36 cards. Oh, God. And upgrades by 12 because a second hit will have vulnerable. Oh, you right. Where are my emit? Oh, there's one. I was like, where are my emit seconds? What is happening? Okay, easy clap. This win brought to you by Seraphim Feathers. Also, we don't want these emit seconds. Maybe keep the divination. Guess I don't actually cast as Grasp Fate. 17 extra strength on a 12 hit attack is quite nice. I agree. Oh, I had recall focus on my yard. Whoops. Mine because of Auramite. Auramite. This is Terror Reality, because Retrace is in our graveyard. Did we get anything back from the exhaust? I don't think so. Let's pick up this recall focus. Oh, it was rip time. I see. Oh, we draw 2 cards this turn? Damn, we suck. We casted the Drain Time and the Terror Reality, so we can't gain HP back. Man, this character is so unbelievably bad. How is that fair? It's not fair. I feel like Aura Blessing should... I feel like Aura Blessing should have some kind of, like, restriction on it, you know? Like, what if, like, you could only play it after you're recalled or something? You know? I feel like that would make the card a little bit more fair, because currently you could just, like, play it whenever you want and then you just, like, win the game. Seems a little weird. That sounds pretty dumb. It already cost 3. Who's ready to get spit roasted? I am ready to get spit roasted. Oh, mirror would have been so good. Who's ready? Who's ready? I'm ready. Divination helps us block the burns. I don't really know. Where's the stickman? Unfortunately, we stopped playing the stickman. I apologize. I did not have the strength. So you got clickbaited. I was also planning on, like, losing this run a long time ago, and then I didn't do it. How are you doing, Fused? Doing good? What are you doing? I don't even know what we're doing, man. Can't pick up Guardian Protocol anymore. Character is terrible. You might want energy next turn. I'm great. Had one of my shorts do pretty good. Gonna have to do more like that one. Nice. Congrats. What was it about? So now we stall to get the fat, juicy drain time. I think that's what we do. Me baiting the ever-living living shit out of my opponent, basically getting 6 negates with 1 card. That's hilarious. I keep forgetting that. I think Fused, you started watching because of Yu-Gi-Oh! There were a number of people who started watching me because of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I was like, adios. Ah, the classic. Take 40 damage, stalling wasn't worth it. I love that. I love that. Did we play the Terreality? We did. I'm so stupid. I guess I could have discarded the... Could have played Command. Would Command have been lethal? Command would have been lethal. That's really funny. A Pantograph! Let's go! Heal 25! Let's go! Let's freaking go! We take the Echoing Pulse, clearly. You made the best token? Oh, what was the token? Man, we are so dead. Do we emit second? I don't know if we stall or not. I'm gonna go with yeah, sure. Why not? Hey, Gal Karibo. Oh, sorry. When you said made the best token, I thought you meant, like, made a token in Yu-Gi-Oh! No, that one is definitely cursed for sure. One of these days we'll find what we're looking for. Please. Oh my god. I think we just rip time the Seraphim form. What do you mean cursed? You know what I mean. Wow. That's terrible. I like how I perfectly drew my entire deck. just to shuffle 5 curses and die. Flaris does it again. I'm so bad at this game, dude. Oh my god. I'm literally the best at being the worst. That's how this works. Wouldn't have it any other way, TBH. I perfectly drew my entire deck to be at 0 cards with the Grasp Fate, and then I didn't reshuffle so that I could get fucked by the curses. I'm so good at this game. I'm so good. So good at this game. Man. Doesn't matter how much the game wants to give it to you when you just want to lose. Okay, but what if we put it in the saved runs category? What if we put it in the saved runs category, right? What if we put it in the we restarted so we saved the run, guys. We saved it. Guys, we saved it. God, my freaking eyes, dude. I can't. My eyes hurt so much. If I grasp now, then I don't... Then I think I don't lose as bad. That's how it's supposed to work. Not Seraphim Feathering for 168 damage on turn 1 is a crime. I guess that makes me a criminal. Also, that's not true, because performing a crime is when you destroy their permanent or make them remove a card from their hand. Like, those are crimes. What I did was not a crime. Wow. Wow, we suck so bad. Just targeting doesn't matter what the targeting does? Ah, I see. We're left with 1 HP. Gaming. Players does it again. Just chronic loser. Alright. Well, that's gonna be it for today. Some things never change, you know. Some things just don't change. Players losing Ascension 20 run at the heart. Making an over 25 card deck, you know, some things just never change. God, my eyes are killing me. Okay. That's gonna be it for today. If you're still here, I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Again, I'm sorry I didn't feel like I had the energy to run it back on the guy. This is who we were supposed to be playing. I'll mark the you know, the closing thoughts that we had in a timestamp or something. There was stuff to talk about. I just didn't really feel like playing it again. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thanks for watching. See you all next time. I'll have to figure out what we're doing on Wednesday, because there isn't the thing. We don't have Ender Magnolia anymore. So we'll do something else on Wednesday, okay? Alright, bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye.